Today on the channel, we're talking retro figures with two versions of Hayabusa and Bull Nakano.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Chella Toys retro unboxing and review. Of course, wrestling figures is what we're talking here today. And Chella Toys battling in the retro department with Mattel, the Zombie Sailors, the CWFs, the Rush Collectibles. It's a golden time if you love Hasbro-style figures, I guess we would say. But for all your wrestling figure needs, including some Chellas, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle to save 10%. And today I figured I'd unbox some of these that have been sitting around for a while. Bull Nakano, of course, the first female retro-style figure that has ever been released, so we'll see about that one. And a personal favorite, Hayabusa. Now, I'm a kid of the 80s, but the 90s as well. And 90s was my big tape trading time, and I was getting tons of stuff from Japan back in the day of Hayabusa from his Japan exploits. And then, of course, for most Americans, we all remember his time in ECW with Jinsei Shinzaki? Yeah, you know what I mean. Hakushi? But we remember those tag team matches in ECW against RVD and Sabu. Just awesome. Hayabusa was everything a kid in the 90s wanted to see in their wrestling. Just an amazing guy. Hardcore, flipping, flopping, flying, all kinds of stuff. And unfortunately, one of the true tragedies in professional wrestling, as we do know, is he has passed away. He did get paralyzed in the ring back in the day. So very, very unfortunate there. But we got two versions here to unbox. And I'm going to just be honest at the beginning. I've talked about this in my weekly purchases video. Every Saturday on the channel, we hit up all the news of the week in the toys. And I've told you guys this, and a lot of you guys do agree with me. I've seen the feedback has been more agree than not agree. But these lines from all these retro companies, every single one, there are so many repaints, so many rehashes. Do I need 4 Jonah figures? Do I need 3 Roadblock figures? No, I don't. And they're probably going to say, well, you shouldn't be a completionist. They're not for everybody. But I think that turns off a lot of people to collecting the line at all. There's a lot of people that want to be a completionist, or they want to be enough to be dangerous. They want to get most of their figures, or maybe they really like Jonah. But then they're like, gosh, 4, I'm just going to buy 0. And I think that is happening more often than not, especially in these inflation times that are a little bit harder. It's definitely happening for me. I just can't buy all these, and it really has turned me off to all the Chella stuff. I'd love to get it all, but there's only so much, and you got to vote with your wallet, and I just can't get all these repaints. As much as I would love to, I just don't have the money. I don't have the money. I don't have enough time to panhandle to get it or get another job or anything. So I'd vote my wallet, just like we all have to do. But, long story short, Hayabusa, a favorite of mine, I said I'm going to get both of them because I like Hayabusa a whole lot. Need to get both of those. So that's where it goes from there. But let's kick this off and let's do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. Let's take a look at the packaging. Let's talk about it. Let's unbox it. Let's talk about it. Let's see where it goes from there. We're going to start ladies first because it's the proper thing to do. So let's start with old Bull Nakano. Of course, retro-style packaging, retro-style figures. I got the big autograph there. Really cool throwback to the old, here's the action feature. Chella Toys, as we do know, got the figure right there. On the back, the carding on the back, same thing. Just feels like Hasbro all day long. Just gives me the old nostalgia feels. We got the 1 point in the Chella Army here. 1 wrestling point, saved for wrestling megastar premiums. Now, they've never said what that means, but I'm saving mine because who knows? There might be a rainy day, you get a free figure or something if you have enough points, and I'm here for that all day long. It reminds me of the old flag points as a kid with G.I. Joe. But very interesting. It does have Chella Toys Wrestling Megastars Series 1 Limited Edition. On the back, it does show her Poseidon instructions. Hold figure in position. Articulate arms to lift opponent into overhead position. To activate, slam your opponent down into the mat. And then it says collect them all. We got real world champion Nick Aldis, and that's what turned me off. Unfortunately, there was like 6 different Nick Aldis figures. I just wasn't a fan of all those. As much as I'd like to, you know, $40 a pop with shipping, it just adds up too fast for what these are. But if you're into it, man, I get it. If there's some people out there, they don't want elites. They don't want Jazzwares. They want stuff like this. And man, I'm happy for you for sure. And I want this stuff too. But Mind Amini 2-pack Dynamite Kid. We did unbox him on the channel. Check that out. All Ego Ethan Page. A couple variants of him. I do not have him. I wouldn't mind having one, but just never got him. Hayabusa, we got him over here. And then Bull Nakano. On the back, height 5'7", 201 pounds. Fighting out of Kawaguchi, Saitama, Japan. I think there was an amazing concert by Rob Halford, of course, of Judas Priest fame, at the Saitama Arena. Check that one out if you've never heard it. Bull Nakano is a pioneer in women's wrestling and has won championships in all major promotions. So there you go, of course. She's been around. We all know her. Now let's get it up. It does hurt because I would like to keep these on card, but there's only so much room, folks. I don't have room. I have a complete Mattel set that I'm keeping on card, and that's unfortunately where it's going to end. But there it is. There's Bull Nakano on the card. See you later. Bam, goodbye. Now we get the old bull out. The bull of the woods, as one might say, and there is no action features here. So that's one gripe people have had. Even on the back of the package, it's showing her action feature. There's really no action feature. It does not move. It does not do anything. That is disappointing. That is disappointing. Now, the other thing, the first thing I noticed when they showed pictures, this is too small. And it does say she is 5'7". So she is, I guess, taller for a female, smaller than a male, but I feel this is way too small. Way too small. And we do know there's a Chella Hornswoggle figure coming out. It'll be interesting to see the height comparisons between those two. And when that day comes, we will do the video comparing these two. But let's talk about it. So there is no action feature here. Now, she's in the traditional, like, Scott Steiner, Mr. Perfect type pose. One of the great poses of all time in the Hasbro Retros back in the day. So I do like that. I do love how her head looks with the hair, the green and the black. Looks like Shotzi Blackheart for some of you younger fans. She's got the face paint, of course, all over. And you guys know I'm a sucker for a brother in paint or even a female in paint. I'm here for that. You don't get the head articulation because you are limited by the hair in the back. Now, she's 5'7", and I said she already felt short. Take that hair off, which gives a nice, like, inch of height. She's even shorter. So the scaling is just really bad on this one. Honestly, it's really bad. That being said, people go back and say, oh, yeah, the old Hasbros, those are scaled perfectly. They were not. Yes, Andre was a little bit taller. Yes, Giant Gonzalez was a little bit taller, but everybody else was pretty much floating in the same category. So I give it a little bit of a pass here, and it is what it is. She's got her awesome outfit on, looks good throughout. Even the side down here, the sculpt, nice attention to detail, no paint application problems. Just a really, really strong looking figure throughout. I do have Adam Bomb. I figured we compare it to Adam Bomb. We unboxed him on the channel not too long ago. He's like 6'4", 6'6". Look at that size difference here. I mean, that is a heck of a size. Obviously, he should be bigger, but all across the board, Adam Bomb is just like dwarfing. This looks like a little kid that you would be carrying around the mall, taking him to Cinnabon and getting a nice cinnamon bun after you played at the play place. That's what she feels like to me. Very, very small, especially compared to Adam Bomb. But it is what it is, but very cool. Interesting that the first ever female retro style figure had some hard times with it. They didn't quite get it right. We do know Luna Vachon is coming around the corner very soon. Hopefully she is correct. She could be the best female retro of all time. We'll stay tuned for that one and we'll follow up. Speaking of follow up, let's follow up with Hayabusa. And we should go in order. Let's go in order of the releases. And this is the first version of Hayabusa, of course. And there he is. Looking awesome. Like I said, he stole my heart back in the 90s and he never let go. He was a favorite of mine. Loved all of his stuff, loved his high flying, loved his deathmatch wrestling, loved his time against RVD and Sabu. There's just a lot to like about Hayabusa, and if you're not familiar with him, go on YouTube, check out some of his videos. Way ahead of his time, we'll say that for sure. But packaging, very similar. You got the black background, you got the Chella, you got the Falcon Arrow, his famous finishing move, which is just crazy time in the 90s where we were seeing a lot of moves for the first time that are just normal moves nowadays, it seems like. But there he is in his garb, nice picture of him. Figure, of course. And then you get the back of the package, Made in China sticker over here. I noticed that, where some of the other ones do not have that. Very Hasbro-esque card back, of course. It says, Hayabusa's Falcon Arrow instructions. Articulate the arms to lift your opponent to an overhead position ready for impact. To activate, drill your opponent into the canvas. You got the same people on the back of the package here. Hayabusa, 6 feet tall, 165 pounds. Origin, Yatsushiro Kumamoto, Japan. I could have butchered that. The Phoenix has risen. Hayabusa is a legend of professional wrestling and has won multiple championships in FMW. Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling, I think is what it was. A lot of tapes back in the day from FMW. Now let's get old Hayabusa out, see what all the fuss is about, because guys, there has been fuss. I have been keeping my ears to the streets. There is fuss on this Hayabusa. Looks awesome. See you later off to the side. Now we got him out here, and I didn't look real deep close at the actual figure in the package, I guess, because now that he's in hand, I see all the scarring going on, and he was a lot like Sabu. Of course, Sabu's scars all over his body. Hayabusa was cut from the same cloth, some might say. He has scars all over. That is nice attention to detail. They got him on the front, but unfortunately the back, totally bare of scars, so that is a little bit of a miss. Of course, he is in the actual jumper position. We all know the jumpers. The bane of my existence in a lot of Hasbros back in the day. I was very disappointed by a lot of jumpers. And he is a jumper here without the jumping feature. So, is what it is, but the legs, of course, are together. He's got very Sultan-esque pants, I guess. Kind of Sabu-like pants going on. Got the sash around for a belt and off to the side. White boots going there. Legs are stuck together, of course. Arms move up and down all around. Head, like we see with most Chellas, there's really no head movement because the hair blocks everything. He does have his wrist gauntlets around his forearms there and down into the gloves on his hand. 2 fists, he's ready to pound it out. He's ready to take some people on. And then he is in the patented red, got the silver mask going on, the long hair. A good-looking Hayabusa, and very cool to see him in Series 1. I don't want to say in America he's a bit forgotten, but he's a bit forgotten. I feel like his name doesn't come up as much as it should. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's the circles I run in. Who knows? But Hayabusa, man, I'm here for this. This looks perfect. I'm here for it. It looks awesome. Let's compare him real quick. We'll put him next to one of the most famous jumpers of all time. Of course, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. And really about the same height. I'm not sure how tall Jimmy was. 6'1", 6'2", something like this. He's 6 foot. Close enough to be dangerous with the example I used earlier, so you can see some comparisons there. But now for the ultimate comparison, let's get open the repaint here, and let's see what the repaint's all about with Hayabusa. See which one we like more. I think I'm leaning more towards this blue one just because I'm a fan of blue, but he's on the purple card. Nice way to make it different. I got the blue instead of the red gear. Same, yep, with the Falcon Arrow. Same little thing there. Same figure, just painted differently. I can see, like I said earlier, a lot of people passing on this because I got this one, I'm good. But I do enjoy Hayabusa. It was worth the pickup for me, so I did it. There you go. Cool thing about this too is it was a surprise drop where it was up. Usually we have to pre-order these things, wait a long time. This was, hey, it's for sale. And I think we need to see more of that. I would love to see Super 7 do more of that stuff that, hey, here it is, it's for sale. Take a chance on that. Get something immediately because it is a bummer having to wait. And I know the waiting is the hardest part. Tom Petty told me that when I was a little kid. He said, Kyle, the waiting is the hardest part. Get used to it. And he's been right most of the time, but I'd like to not wait as long on some of this stuff. The back, everything is the same. There's no changes here. Yeah, not suitable for anybody under 15. If any of you 14-year-olds are watching, you got a little time. You got about a year, so you'll get there. You'll get there, trust me. But let's get him out of the package. It does hurt me to open these, like I said. I would really like a Min-On card set. Just not in the cards. It's not in the cards, the Min-On card set. But there it is, ages 15 and up, Hayabusa, the Falcon Arrow. See you later, goodbye. And we get him out. We get the exact identical figure. Same scars, same everything. It's just the red is now blue. Simple as that. That's all. Oh, no, I see some issues, though. I turned it to the back, and there's no scars, but we got some paint where he's stuck to the back of the package, and it came off. Not sure if I can scrub that out or not. Oh, I can. Oh, I got one off. This one looks, oh, look at that. They do scrub off. So there was some bleeding from the card onto his back. We've seen that with a lot of old action figures over the years. Kind of surprising this is here, but I think it's fresh enough that I could just rub those out. So if this would sit for years and years, I think that might stain into it. But luckily, this is still a fairly new figure. Easy to take off there, so that is good. So there it is. We got 2 versions of Hayabusa. Which one do you like better? I think I'm going to go blue, but I remember him more in red. And I'm sure that's most people there. You can put him next to Bull Nakano. Now, he's 6 foot tall. She's 5'7". This makes her look about more 5'3", 5'4", honestly. It's just that scaling does not work at all. That is pretty bad. I don't know if they could run this one back. I'm sure they could. But how many people would buy another one? I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. And, of course, we got Superfly Jimmy Snuka and Atom Bomb just to complete everybody we saw here today. But I'm interested in all this stuff Chella's doing. I did pre-order that latest drop. I have Big Daddy Giant Haystacks coming. I got Al Snow coming. I got the other British Bulldog coming. I got a lot of these, enough to be dangerous, and I'm going to still be invested in the stuff. Can't wait for the BWO. I'm all in if they can give me more ECW guys. It's just an interesting time, like I said earlier, to be a retro wrestling collector because there is a lot coming at us, and once again, we got to vote for our wallet. But you guys know where I'll be. I'll be here, and I'll be digesting it all and telling you guys my thoughts on the ones I pick up, as usual. But you guys, tell me your thoughts on these ones. Let me know if you're picking them up or passing, or if you already got them. Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far, you might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell, follow along on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, ProWrestlingTees.com, and of course Patreon, where you can get this video. This will probably be up on Patreon for quite some time before traditional YouTube, so you can get stuff like this, bonus content, early videos, exclusive content, and of course monthly giveaways over there at the Patreon. And best of all, you get to support the channel and content like this. So for both Nakano and Hayabusa, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.